Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Hello, Mrs. Farmer.
Hello, Mr. Farmer.
Nice sweater. We match and stuff.
We kind of do match, don't we?
How about that?
That's right.
Hey, you know what? We've been on a chicken kick.
We are.
Now, we cook what we have. And
We bought too much chicken, didn't
We
we?
bought too much chicken because we had catering and we didn't know how far it was
Yeah.
going to go. So anyhow, when you have rain, never-ending rain, we're high
Right.
enough up on a hill where we're going to be the last ones to have to get in a boat.
That's right.
But when you can't go outside and you can't play outside and you can't cook outside, which we prefer to be doing,
Right.
you start thinking about fun stuff because, hey, this is a cooking show. So we get to cook.
And we got a lot of chicken.
So you start using your nose and your skills. Something that you say that I do as we go to a restaurant, what happens?
Anything that I like, I'll say taste it and smell it and make it at home. And you do. You're good at that.
Use these.
Yeah.
And I've been torn up about chicken.
You like chicken.
Now, I like Colonel Sanders chicken. Now, I know that things have changed since, even Colonel Sanders said in the 70s, once he kind of let it go somewhere else, he said, oh, they've changed this and they've changed that. And the gravy tastes like wallpaper. You talk about an interesting cat.
Wallpaper.
Oh, wallpaper paste. That's what he
Okay.
said. I hope I'm not offending anybody
Okay.
here. But you know what? He was an interesting guy. He was born, I think, in 1897, around there. His father died when he was young. His mother remarried, and he had a very difficult relation with his stepfather. So he went out into the world, and he was a man you knew he was going to do something someday. But he went into all these businesses. He got fired for fighting.
Really?
And insubordination and all kinds of stuff. On and on, these failed business ventures. And they'd say he got very depressed and was about to give up many times. So he got into a business where he had a gas station. And they let him sell food out of the gas station. I think
Okay.
he took.
I didn't know that.
So apparently this guy had some sense of smell and taste.
He had a nose like you.
He had a nose like a hound dog.
Okay.
And then Duncan Hines, remember the guy?
That's right.
Who had the little book about places to eat in Kentucky? He tried his chicken, and that's kind of what got him going. Now, so fascinating guy, fascinating story, but when I have his chicken,
You love his chicken. You crave his chicken,
when I
don't you?
smell it, I think about Glenn, because the first thing you get is the pepper.
That's right.
But it's a complicated, many layered thing. So you think about the 11 herbs and spices, then you think about what kind of guy he was. Was he trying to throw people off the trail? He was the type that may have done it.
Maybe.
Was there 11 herbs and spices? Or were there just a couple?
Really?
So I've done a lot of research, talked to a lot of people around the area. One of the things, and I know this has to be true, one of the things I think that was in his chicken was not just black pepper, but Tellicherry peppercorns. They're from India. Now these are from Kirkland. Somebody sent us these in the mail when I talked about them on the show one time. Now smell that. That's pepper.
Wow, yeah.
But it's got a sweet, and you know, when I would taste the chicken, I was trying so hard to figure out what it was.
Do you think that's it?
I would get a little bit of white pepper, but I'm not sure he put white pepper in. I think it's probably one of the subtleties of this. Now, one thing that we don't have is an oil pressure cooker.
Okay.
What's that? Do you know when you eat it, you can almost chew the bones up? My
Yeah.
grandfather would chew on the gristle and the bones. So we've had a segment on here before where I tried to introduce 11 herbs and spices.
You did good. It was
And
delicious.
it was good, but I discovered something that's even better. And you've done this many times over. You've taken wild turkey,
Right.
and you've done it and like put potato chips on it, then put it in the oven and let it bake. After we turn it over
Brown
here,
it a
you
little
brown
bit,
it
right.
here, then you put it in. We're going to work off of that because you did some chicken like that the other night, and then it hit me. Ooh, we got to try this. So I sat down and I did some studying, I did some smelling, I did some sniffing. The most taste that you get is that. When you smell that, is that not the essence
It is.
of Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Okay.
So I started playing around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to freshly grind this. For each half a cup of flour, 1 full teaspoon
Okay.
of pepper. Now, you would think black pepper, you'd think you would get like a hot taste off of there, but this is not a hot pepper per se. It's more of a sweet, and
It is.
the flavors is so deep and rich. And I really do think this is one of the most essential ingredients in Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, I'm not trying to make Kentucky Fried Chicken, I'm trying to make good chicken.
Yeah.
Now, basically one thing that I know that he did, or he said that he did, he liked to put his chicken in buttermilk. And he let it marinate for several hours. All right, So this is a little under half a cup of flour. Now that may seem like a lot, but that is a teaspoon Tellicherry pepper. Now it is different. It is different than regular black pepper. It has these wonderful tones that it's hard to explain. But when you smell it, when you break it up fresh like that, you're like, oh, it smells like something.
I smell it over here.
I know.
It smells good.
It's amazing. It's just wonderful stuff. You know what's scary about this? You know how sometimes you feel like somebody's looking at you? Mm-hmm. You don't really know what's going on.
Uh-oh, what are you going to say?
I saw through the window there. Guess who was peeking in there?
Colonel Sanders?
No.
Who?
The
Pepper Bandit.
He's out.
Uh-oh.
They released him from that jail in Mexico.
Oh, that's not good.
They found him on Pepper Mountain.
Did you get the doors locked?
He hang glided. He was in the prison's up on a hill. Hang glided back into California. Went from California to Maine.
Wow.
He caught the wind just right.
Okay.
All the way back over there. And next thing you know, he took a camel all the way back
I want a
down
camel.
to Paintsville, Kentucky.
Wow.
And then I've got him on GPS.
Do you?
I know where he is at all times.
Can I have his camel?
He's petting Moses right now.
I want his camel.
Anyway, I'm not going to let him have this.
Okay.
Unless he asks me really nice. He's out of control.
He is.
Something, okay. Seasoned salt. So Lawry's, you can't beat Lawry's. So I'm just going to we need some salt in there anyway.
Right.
So hit or miss, one of his supposed 11 herbs and spices is probably going to be in there, right?
Right. There's a lot in there. That's right.
So I'm going to take just enough to kind of cover that up. Now what do you smell, Mrs. Farmer? When you can smell the flour,
I can smell it.
you know that taste is going to carry over. Now, Dr. Matt has been telling us a lot of things.
Right.
And one thing that he's not too concerned about are animal fats.
That's right.
We're finding out that Lawry, and we're going to do more on this later. The thing that we wanted to bring out about the vegetable oil, that was the #1 bad stuff. So where are we going to go? Lard is not bad.
That's right.
What is this? This is rendered duck fat. I love it, and I forget about it, but this is wonderful. So we got a bird, and we got some duck fat.
That's right. It's got to be perfect.
So I think Dr. Matt would way prefer this over vegetable oil. So here's what we're gonna do. Oh, you see where we're going, Mrs. Farmer?
I do.
Just get it nice and melty. And now we're gonna bring out these boneless, skinless, because that's just what we happen to have. I wouldn't be opposed to doing some bone-in thighs with some skin on them, but
That's what we have.
that's what we got. And we eat what we have. This is not a set, this is our kitchen, and we use what we use and we have what we have. So this is just enough for us.
That's a lot of chicken.
That's a lot of chicken. And we got some sides that are just absolutely wonderful. So again, I'm not trying to make Kentucky Fried Chicken. I just want to grab the depth of that
Want that flavor in there.
Tellicherry
Yeah.
pepper. So the great thing about this is we're not deep frying it. We're not saturating it with grease. Rendered duck fat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gary and
It
Marcia.
smells so good.
Now, we're just gonna let that get nice and brown. And I think what we'll do, so we won't waste any of this, I don't know if we have to double dip this, but once we put it in the pan to go in the oven, we're gonna take that and just spread that on the top.
Yeah,
We don't
good
waste
idea.
it. I want all of that pepper. And I might even put another little sprinkle of pepper right across the top. Look at that.
That looks
Isn't
good.
that pretty?
That does look nice.
We're just using Weisenberg's unbleached all-purpose flour. Boom, drop it in, brown it up with the Tellicherry
That
pepper
looks good.
and seasoned salt. We're almost there, Nikki. All right, let's get a dish and set that out. This is the dish we're going to cook it in. Look at that.
And maybe melt a little duck fat over it. That would be good.
Let's look. Now again, this is just enough for us. It's not fully cooked. It's not what we're going for here. I lost a little bit of my sidey. We'll fix that. We'll show him. Now this is just enough for us.
Oh, it smells good already.
I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle this. I don't want to waste this. Sprinkle just a little bit of that over
Good
top.
idea.
You know what I'm talking about?
Give it a nice crispy coat.
That pepper is not gonna give this a hot,
did
in your mouth, a hot flavor. It's more of a sweet
Great
texture
flavor.
It's hard to explain. All right, so we're gonna take our rendered
Little
duck.
more.
Because there's no skin on there. We're gonna have a little-
You know, that smells good.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Make it a little better.
Just to make it happy. It needs to be a coin in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it one more shot. I know it
More
sounds
pepper.
crazy.
No,
Poor
I love it.
Glenn is going crazy outside.
He is.
I heard him clawing at the window.
I'm glad you got the doors locked. I really am.
He's out of control. You smell that?
I do. Throw it in?
350.
Yes, 350.
Now, this is thin, and we already cooked a little bit. We don't want it cooked to death, so I'm
Right.
thinking about 40 minutes,
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Yeah, we'll check it.
Check it, make sure it's done. We're going to pop that in there.
Sounds
Let me
good.
open it for you. And boom,
Yummy.
we're good to go. We eat what we have.
That's right.
And what we had sitting on the counter was a butternut squash.
Nice butternut squash. And when I was growing up, my mom and dad, they put squash up, they froze it. We had squash, and she would have that with Sunday dinner, make it like mashed potatoes. So she would, boil this down, and she'd put in a little bit of brown sugar, though, with it, and some butter, and then a little bit of milk. So I thought,
It doesn't take much to make that taste good.
No.
But what you did was
Well, I'm
fantastic.
thinking, we've been roasting stuff. So I'm thinking, let's cut this up into chunks, put a little olive oil with it, and we're going to do pepper. And we can maybe put a little of your Tellicherry pepper in there. Got to put that in everything. And some salt.
That's the theme for tonight.
That's right. Brown sugar like Mom did. And then my grandfather always did cinnamon. So I threw cinnamon on there
Cinnamon's
last
good for
night. So we're going to stir that up, put it on a pan, and roast it. And I did that for you the other night, and you seemed to like
It was
it.
absolutely wonderful.
All right, so we're just going to...
Don't change it at all.
I won't
Whatever you
change
did
it.
was beautiful.
All right, so I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut all the skin off these. And we're going to make them little. Mom used to always do that too when she boiled them. Or sometimes she'd boil them with the skin and pull it off after. But we're gonna cook it like this.
This was a nice, tasty side. So easy, but so delicious.
We want to get the seeds out of there though. So I'm just going to cut around this.
Now this takes, how long does it take it to cook? A little, close to an hour?
Yeah, probably close to an hour.
So technically you'd want to get this started first, because
Yeah.
the chickens only take about 40 minutes.
And it might, B and I can make them a little thinner. Maybe it won't take as long. As soon as they're crunchy enough that we like them. All right, and I'm going to cut these in little pieces. That's what I did the other night. So the big thing now is roasting vegetables.
Now tonight's meal is a complete thought process. It's a whole meal. And it is really, it's what we have, but it really lends itself, it's a wonderful combination of things. So now you're thinking, wait a minute, brown sugar, pepper, salt,
cinnamon.
Uh-huh.
That's good.
Man, that's something. I mean, it's something. So don't let me stop you.
All right. And I put a lot to pepper, but you want to add some of yours too, don't you?
Let's put a little, how much you put in there? Here.
I don't know, what would you say that is?
Hey.
At least a teaspoon or tablespoon? We probably have a tablespoon of pepper.
Our theme is tonight,
Pepper.
Tellicherry Pepper and everything. This meal is dedicated to our friend Glenn,
All right.
who's right now peeking in the
Well,
window.
no. And I probably got a teaspoon of salt here.
All right.
And I actually have 2 tablespoons of brown sugar
dump
there.
it in?
You can dump that in, yeah. And that's how Mom would do hers.
Tablespoons?
2 tablespoons, yes. That's how she would do her potatoes. She'd boil them, but I'm thinking he put cinnamon in everything. That was the secret to his cooking, so I'm gonna put some cinnamon in there.
Wow.
And olive oil. Because that's what
So what you have done is taken all these ideas and put them together kind of in this wonderful thing. And I'm not kidding you.
you liked it, didn't you?
And that's the great thing about experimenting. We started doing our root vegetables in the oven. Lois likes to do that. It's kind of an old-timey thing.
A lot of olive oil.
With just some oil on it.
Well, I just kind of do it till it looks what I think looks good. I want them looking wet and gooey so that it'll crisp up. I'm going to pour it on this pan. See, we got a little bit of brown sugar in there too.
You don't have to oil the pan because we've already got the oil.
And we're just going to let that bake like this.
And that's, like I said, that's just enough for you and I.
Yeah, and we might stir it in between a little bit.
All right. So same thing, 350?
Same 350,
So
same
put
as
it
your
in the
chicken.
same oven? All right.
Yeah, same oven.
This is old-fashioned. I forgot about this. You got your grandmother's.
I was looking through her book, that book she gave me, and I'm like, Tim, have you ever had a mayonnaise biscuit?
Yes.
And I'm like,
that's
I haven't.
old-timey. 3 ingredients. But we're going to make it 5.
Yes, you are.
You know when you have biscuits from Colonel Sanders, they have that peppery taste.
And it didn't call for that, but you're putting pepper.
call for that.
That's actually 1 cup of flour, and how
And
much
I'm
pepper?
I'm just
You
gonna
just
put
love your
some in
pepper.
there. It's just, I'm not kidding you. Now you're going to think I'm crazy. And you know what? Because, just for taste.
Okay.
Just for taste. Trust me on this.
I will trust you.
Just a little bit of,
All right.
okay.
So that's 1 cup of flour. That's all it is.
Just a little bit of seasoning.
Half a cup, and we have half and
Use half and half.
Yeah, you could probably
Or we
use
can use buttermilk.
or whipping cream even.
Now this is Weisenberger unbleached all-purpose flour, and it's self-rising.
All right. And I have 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, which I love mayonnaise.
This is, when these come out, they're so moist and they have that wonderful buttery taste.
Yes, they do.
It's just unreal.
All right.
How do we forget these things? There's so many things out there that we've forgotten about.
Now see, I have never had this. She used to make it. I guess I don't remember.
All the time. Mayonnaise biscuits, that's old fashioned right there.
All right, and I hacked this recipe because I made those. You'll eat them all.
I would eat them all.
So if we only need 6, because we'll probably eat all those. I'm just gonna fill these up. I'm only gonna do about half the pan.
All right, she has put some oil in this already.
I did. I used olive oil.
All right, now we're gonna put just a little bit.
I like that idea.
And I tell you what, I'm gonna dump it on there, and if you'll take your spoon, and
Spoon.
that'll give that a deep, rich flavor with a little bit
I
of
think
fat.
it's a good
on top
idea.
of it. Oh yeah.
I didn't try that. That's a good idea.
You know, we always put butter on it, but
Right. Then you won't have to put anything on it because we were eating them without butter. They were so good.
I'm not kidding about this rendered duck fat. And
It's
that
the
kind, you
best.
can kind of smooth that on top and shape them a little better too.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
And these 425, and it's only like 10 to 12 minutes. So we'll check them at 10 minutes, and then we're gonna try to let them sit till your dinner's done. You're not allowed to eat them.
I can
okay?
have one for an appetizer, right?
Okay, maybe. All right.
Just for an appetizer?
With honey on it, that might be good.
That's decadent.
Yes, it is.
All right, pop them in.
What you got?
A couple weeks ago, I mispronounced this. It's Kanika, like the
Kanika.
Kanika River in
Okay.
Alabama. If you're not making your own hickory smoked sausage and you run upon these, I found this from Barry and the boys down in
Yeah.
Alabama.
You bought 2 more yesterday, didn't you? You love it. It's really good.
It's beautiful and it's wonderful. So just keep that in mind. I said it wrong, but I got it right.
Okay.
So that's named after the river. They make that in Evergreen, Alabama. All right, so why am I frying bacon, Mrs. Farmer?
Why are you frying bacon?
I'm going to cook my onions in that.
Yum.
And then, because we don't want to waste our beautiful bacon, I'm going to cut that up in tiny little pieces. I'm going to put that in my recipe.
That sounds
so,
good.
we had in our bag spinach. So I'm already in that frame of mind.
And you need your greens.
Need my greens. I was thinking about Colonel Sanders or Claudia Sanders when you go over there and eat.
Oh, that's good too.
I
isn't
don't
it?
know what they use in their cream spinach. I
That's
just
really
have to
good.
imagine. So I tried to come up with something that's, because it's got a little bacon taste, if I can recall.
Right.
All right, we're going to pop these. We just noticed as we were getting this off, we decided to check on the muffins. Oh.
They look really good. I'm
They
gonna
look
set these
perfect.
back here.
They look perfect. We'll sit there and let those cool before I eat them all. Now we're going to pull our bacon off. We're just going to set this aside.
I'll try not to eat it
We'll come back for it later.
because you need it, right?
I know I do need it.
Okay.
All right, now that leaves us some bacon grease for
Ready?
you to cut me some onions up, if you will. So we've got our onions here. So we're gonna get these till they're nice and done. We haven't been too good on measuring tonight, but as you go along, you'll find that it kind of comes naturally to you. All right, now, as you know, this is going to wilt right on down. So let's keep on bringing that in. We're just doing a batch for us, small batch. We're going to use probably 8 to 10 ounces of spinach here. See how it's really going down. Now, I'll tell you what let's do right here. I'm going to get me a little bit of butter. I'm getting a little bit of flour. Equal parts. I'm telling you what, the only thing that I wish that more TVs could have
Smell factor.
is the smell factor. It's the only thing you're missing out on. I know you can imagine what that smells like.
It smells good. Now, one thing I do need to do is flip my squash.
Here's a flip your squash. I'll tell you, go ahead and do that.
All right.
And I'll keep bringing this in until we get what I think is about enough. So what are you doing? Just stirring that around, turning
Kind of stirring it and flipping them a little bit. Yep.
Oh, that smells so good.
They're nice and gooey, but they're crunching up.
So now, let's go ahead and add 2/3 of a cup,
At
maybe.
least, I would say, yeah.
And as that's starting to thicken up, we're going to take our nutmeg. I know, it sounds strange. Just a tad or two. Nutmeg and Tellicherry pepper.
Gotta have pepper. Everything had pepper tonight. All right, ready for cheese?
Ready for cheese. See how that's thickening up? That cheese is going to thicken it up. That's probably good. That's going to thicken it up just a little bit more.
Wow.
Nikki, if you'll cut that bacon up into tiny little pieces.
I'll do it.
And if your sauce is not thick enough, you can always add just a little bit more flour. All right, while we're doing all this,
You're
I
done?
noticed our
Yum.
chicken is done. Oh, it looks beautiful and brown. What do you think, Nicki?
Those look really delicious. I think they're perfect. They're done. All right, is that bacon good?
Yep.
All right.
You want to go ahead and dump that in?
All right. Is it going in with the spinach?
It's going in with the spinach.
All right.
Now look at my sauce there. See how that's
Yummy.
thickening up, Mrs. Farmer? Mm-hmm. Let's take that. Go
Pour
ahead
it
and
in.
dump that in. Oh, do you smell
Wow.
that? So look what we've got here. All right, let's turn our burners off and let's get all this ready, and we're coming back
Yum.
with a finished plate.
Yay.
If that ain't country right
That's
there.
a country dish for
Oh
sure.
my.
I don't even know where to
I'm
start.
I'm just going right in on the chicken.
All right, I'll have some chicken too.
That's too big a piece. I'm gonna eat it anyway.
It just pulls apart. That's so good. That is so good. Your flavor's amazing.
I think we could even put more pepper on it.
It's it's wonderful.
It's not hot. It's not terribly peppery. It's just got that wonderful.
I love your spinach. That's amazing. Yum.
Oh, wow. Oh, that cream spinach. I could live on that.
And this is our candy.
Oh.
Isn't that good? It's so sweet. That's candy.
Now we're doing this awful fast,
Wow.
but look at that. Is it beautiful?
Those are so good. Mayonnaise. I love it. Wow.
You don't even need butter.
No, they don't. They're really good. This whole meal is amazing. What are you going to eat? It's for me.
Tonight's in honor of the Colonel.
Okay.
Now we did some chicken before and it was okay, but this is
That's
maybe
really
even
good.
closer. Now again, this is not fried per se. It's fried.
You know what's good about it? It's tender though. It's like you can
Yes.
tell. It's like it
Moist.
just break. Yeah, very moist. It's really good.
Again, we don't have an oil pressure cooker. Man, I'm telling you, you really need to
good.
try this. I'm not kidding you.
That's really good.
Now you know what? This is fantastic. It's beautiful. I wish you could smell it. Wish you could taste it.
Yeah.
You think the pepper was a joke with going everything?
That's so
Everything
good.
there you can absolutely count on the fact that it could use the pepper.
That's different pepper though. I mean, you can't over pepper with that, can
It
you?
is,
That's
and I
unique.
know the next question is where you get it. We're gonna have to find some of that for you. So
right.
I better.
And we need more.
check
You
it online. Yeah, we
almost
better
used
use
all
that.
ours. Right.
So anyhow, Mrs. Farmer, what if somebody said, "I want to be your Facebook friend on Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen"? It's nearly impossible, isn't it?
I would tell them to hit like.
That's all.
That's all you do.
It's
You
that
hit like.
easy.
It's so simple.
We have a lot of fun there. We talk to people from all over the world.
Right.
If you wanted to see this recipe, where would you go to find that?
I would go to timfarmerscountryKitchen.com.
You would not.
I do.
Tim
And
Farmer's Country
That's where I
Kitchen.com.
go too. Yes, that's what I do.
There's all kinds of videos on there. Oh, don't forget to hit subscribe on YouTube. That way, if something new comes out,
Okay.
boom. You were saying it's
You
amazing?
outdid yourself. Amazing. This is.
Well, let me
oh,
tell you what. This was a combined effort. I mean, the chicken and that's really good, but that and that is equally good. So
You
we,
added pepper to all
so,
mine.
I just bumped knuckles. You know, and some people say, "Oh my gosh, they ate on the same plate."
We like each other, kind of.
Yeah, we do it all the time, and it saves dishes, right?
That's right.
But it's all about
Good times
good friends.
and really good eats.
Now we're going to plow through
This
this.
is so good.
It is good.
To order a cookbook, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com.